All right, so today we are working on a 2006 Toyota Corolla. We're starting with the ECT here, so we're going to look at the PIDs, get familiar with it. We can see coolant degrees Fahrenheit, so our PID is a temperature. The car was turned on briefly and warmed up a little bit to 99 degrees Fahrenheit according to the sensor, according to the PID. We're going to come over. We can see we already have the sensor probed up, connected to ground, so we are getting voltage at. We will turn on our voltmeter here. We see it's at about 1.6, 1.7 volts there. So a little warm, but not completely. We are going to unplug it now. All right, so we can see we unplugged the sensor here. It's reading 5.1 volts. Our fans are set to high because of it disconnected. To our scan tool again, we're going to see the coolant is reading as negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a complete open on that sensor. So we're back now. We're looking at the intake air temperature sensor. It is part of the mass airflow sensor here, right on the intake box. We have the multiple wires here. We were able to determine that the yellow wire with the black stripe is our signal for the intake air temperature sensor. We're going to take a look at the PIDs here. We see it is once again, just like with the coolant, it is in degrees Fahrenheit. It's a temperature. Right now it's reading 84 degrees. If we take a look at the voltage, we're sitting right around 2 volts right now. We're going to go ahead and unplug this real quick. Still probed. So we see it drops to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit and our voltage jumps up to about 5.1. We're going to plug it back in, and a quick test. We're just going to hold it. We're going to see if the temperature rises. We already see the voltage dropping a little bit. The temperature just rose by 2 degrees. We're seeing everything is as expected here with just a small change in temperature. We're seeing that voltage and PID change. We could do something more drastic, but that shows us well enough the temperature change. We can also see it, now that I've taken my hand off it, will probably start to rise in just a moment here. All right, so we're just doing a little bit more testing with the intake air temperature sensor here. We're testing for the resistance. Obviously, we have the PID negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It is unplugged right now. We have it plugged in to our ohm meter. So we can see we have our signal and our ground terminals there. And we can see right now it's about 1.6 kilo ohms, so about 1,600 ohms. I'm just going to do that same test we did just a moment ago to watch the voltage, and we can already see that the ohm reading dropping. We also found a graph earlier. We'll show you that in the video in just a second here, and that gives us our approximate ohm by temperature, so we can compare that. We can see it's pretty similar. So we're back with the Toyota Corolla here. We are looking at the throttle position sensor. The throttle position sensor, there's actually two. If you look at the connector here, we have 2 light green wires. We have the throttle position sensor 1 and throttle position sensor 2 lower down here. We also have our yellow 5-volt signal there. The brown is our ground. And then we have a black and white wire all the way at the bottom here. That is the motor control, because this is an electronically controlled throttle. So the 2 throttle position sensors, signal wires, the one we're probed into right now is the regular one that we're all used to. It starts lower at about 0.8 at closed throttle, and then as you press on the accelerator, it goes up to about 4.5. And the other one, as we discussed in class, there's 2 types. There's the ones where they cross like that. One starts high, goes low. One starts low, goes high. And there's the other one where you have 2 that are going up. So the other one starts at about 2.5 volts. If I can probe into that real quick. So yeah, we can see our PID here. We're at about 16.5% throttle. And we have the other throttle position sensor reading about 2.5 volts. Gonna probe back into the other one. There we go. So again, that one is starting at about 1. I'm gonna get in the car and slowly press on the accelerator pedal. We're gonna watch the PID as well as the voltage. This is all with key on, engine off, by the way. We're gonna probe into that other throttle position sensor signal real quick. Make sure we have the right voltage there, about 2.5, and we're gonna do the same thing again. So again, with those two TP sensor signals, we're able to see they both start low and go high, while one starts higher than the other at about 2.5 and goes up to just above 5, I believe it is. While the other one is starting in that normal range, just under 1 volt and going up to about 4.5 volts. So everything is looking good with the throttle position sensor testing here.